Okay, visitors.
Thank you. Jon Fishman, resident of Clinton. Last week, most of you were here and you listened to me talk about Ace, the Clinton police dog. I was asking for the removal of Ace and asking you guys to vote or make a decision to make a recommendation. I do appreciate you letting me speak last week, where I read through my statement. And today, or tonight, I'm here just to speak from my heart and representing myself and the rest of the townspeople who don't have a voice or don't know about what happened. And I'm just asking you again to discuss it, whether it's in private or in executive session, because this is an issue and it's a scary issue. I feel very strongly that Ace will bite someone else again. May not be a 5-year-old, but it might be a police officer walking by, in the hall in the police department. It could be for a regular traffic stop. An innocent person, just for whatever reason he was pulled over. I think I'm a pretty reasonable person, and I really evaluate situations before I make a decision or comment. I've never once throughout this whole incident ever asked for the dog to be put down. Never once. I've never blamed anyone. Situation happened. Okay, let's move on. But I'm asking for some consideration, to remove the dog. I'm not against the police dog program, just this dog. No one should, in the future, should ever have to go through, myself or my family has gone through. I think it's preventable if you guys talk about it and make recommendations and maybe make a decision. If the answer is no, the answer is no. But I'm just asking for some consideration and possible recommendations. The funny thing is, and which doesn't make sense to me, is I know state statutes, but if my dog bit anyone, my dog would go into quarantine. My dog potentially be put down. This dog was put into action the next day, 2 days later, with no quarantine, no retraining, no evaluation. That just, common sense just does not make sense to me. I know it's a police officer, I know it has training, but it bit a 5-year-old. It just doesn't make sense. If the dog was in this room right now, with the little knowledge that you know, how many of you would be comfortable with that? I mean, if your instincts say, I'm not comfortable, then that dog should not be on the force. No retraining. I asked last week, and I will ask again tonight, if the discussion in June in the Board of Selectmen's meeting or in the executive session, if ever happened. I understand about the privacy. I asked for privacy, so I was told you guys talked about it in an executive session. I'm just asking if those discussions ever happened. Can anyone, yes or no, or just nod? I mean, I don't have to go into detail. Just yes or no.
We did talk about it.
Okay. Okay. That's
I'll say we did.
okay. What's hard for me is, myself and my family, we've been involved in town. We are the 15 to 20% of the people who come out and vote for every referendum, for every election. We come to pancake breakfasts. We do the lion stuff. We're the ones you want in town. We're not the hermits who hide in their houses and don't get involved. We do. And it's disappointing to me because we're the ones you want, and this is how we're treating, and people don't know about what happened, partly because I wanted privacy for my family, but people should know. They really should know, because, you know, if this dog is out on the force, you know, there could be someone else innocent who could be hurt. And I understand that the town and people spend a lot of money bringing this dog here, but if this happens again to someone else, it's not a dollar and cents thing. You know, it's someone's life. I got lucky. My family got lucky. It could have been a lot worse. It was inches away from being a lot worse. You know, if my daughter was leaning one way, the dog jumped a little bit higher, it would be a lot worse. We don't want that to happen again. You guys have the power, or you can have the recommendations to make that change. So I'm asking, again, I'm requesting that I understand from Willie and that you can't talk about it openly. I can understand that and I can respect that. I'm asking for you to go into an executive session tonight and talk about it again and come up with a recommendation. You know, I really do appreciate your time. This is not personal. You know, it's just, I just feel very strongly that it's just not the right situation for our town. You know, we're a friendly shoreline town. We have problems, sure we got problems. You know, but you guys work your butts off, you know, try to make this town right. And I do appreciate that. I know how many hours you guys put in. I sat here last week and listened to you guys and all the meetings you guys go to and all the, you know, time you're away from your family. And, you know, I appreciate that, you know, and, you know, a lot of people might not show their appreciation, but, you know, you guys are my leaders, you know. So I just want to thank you for your time. I do have one question, and it's to Carol, and it's nothing. You talked a lot last week about the 350 parade. Do you know if Ace is going to be there?
Ace is not.
Okay, because my family's in the parade, and I won't. I just want to make sure that we're okay. Okay. I thank you for your time. And I guess before I sit down, I've asked, and I guess try to get a response, requesting that you guys go into an executive session and discuss this.
I don't think we can at this point, we have to put it on the agenda.
Okay. I can understand that. But see, that's the problem. I've asked you to be put on the agenda, you won't let me put it on the agenda.
No. There's been a suit filed. The town attorney has to be involved in anything we talk about at this point. So if we're going to do an executive session to discuss this, I have to.
Technically, there has not been a suit filed. There's been notification.
Notification, which is basically the same.
Okay.
You've engaged an attorney at this point, and we cannot.
Is it basically the same, or is it the
It
same?
is the same.
Because
It's
I
intent
would
to
like
sue.
to
It's
discuss
One of the
this in
attorneys,
executive
is that
session.
the same?
It's an intent to sue.
Is it the same?
I think
And I don't think they should be representing themselves as attorneys on the Board of Selectmen. They're not
Okay.
serving in that capacity on the board.
Yeah, but still,
But
I mean,
based on
a legal
My
decision,
discussion
I
with
mean,
the town attorney, if we want to discuss an exec session, he should be here to discuss what we can and cannot do.
is a notice of intent the same as serving the papers on the town? Is a notice of intent enough to keep us from going into executive session to have discussion?
probably.
You guys are not the town attorneys.
No, I know.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm
saying
asking.
They don't represent the town. They're on
It's
Board of
tough to put
Selectmen.
us in that position, Carol, we just make a legal
You're not serving as
opinion.
attorneys on the Board of Selectmen.
I think the dilemma that you have is that I'm not sure what there would be to discuss. And I think to discuss the incident and have a meaningful discussion, we would want to have town counsel available to answer questions. So I don't know what the purpose of going into executive session would be.
I think we'd also be precluded from making any actual recommendations, any decisions without the town attorney present. He should tell us whether or not we can go into executive session.
Well, you can go into executive session with the attorney at some other point.
Correct.
Right.
That's what I just
Right,
said.
I'll tell you, in 4 years being on the Board of Selectmen, I think I've seen the town attorney 4 times. It's not something that happens. I'm just, in the interest of expediency, I think having a discussion sooner rather than later is, because this is a topic where time is of the essence. My opinion.
Invite John to come to our next meeting.
Next meeting, that would be very helpful.
kicked it to the police commission instead of trying to resolve it ourselves.
And they should have come to
They
us
should
too.
have come to us.
I mean, to hear about it, I heard about it, reading
They
about
had
it
no
on Patch.
involvement at all in the police commission, they've been like, well,
So is that the people I should go to?
in theory, but because now there's an intent, they're really obligated to
Should
follow.
they be in
Have you
executive
spoken with
session
the police
us?
commission?
No.
Definitely should. My opinion, definitely should.
I understand that, and, you know, I'm coming to you because you are my leaders, and I don't want to, I guess I'll just leave it at that.
No,
I don't think, I don't.
I
I'm gonna
understand,
get
I
yeah.
understand your position.
Yeah, and I'm not, like I said, Willie, it's not
I know
personal,
you-
yeah, I know, you know. It just, I just feel like, unfortunately, I'm put in the position, and I don't want to be in this position, because you guys have never seen me at this meeting before, you know, and maybe I should have, not to complain about something, but just to be more knowledgeable and know what's going on, because I learned a lot last week at the meeting what you guys do, you know, and, but unfortunately, I feel that I'm put in the position to protect the town, and, because I know what happened. You guys don't know all the details, and we can't talk about that, and I don't want to talk about it, but unfortunately, I feel like I'm in a position where I protect the town, and, you know.
Here's what
Yeah.
I'm gonna have John at the next meeting, next Wednesday morning. I'm gonna invite the police commission to get them involved, because they haven't been. It's basically thrown our way. And,
It really is more a police commission issue
I
because
understand.
under the town charter, they.
Anytime there's anything a little sticky, they don't wanna get involved.
I understand.
Now, I mean, correct, I could be wrong here, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there's a lot of fundraising for this, for Ace. I know, I think part of the money came from the budget, nothing came from the Board of Finance?
This fiscal year, I think there's $2,000 allocated.
Okay,
That's all.
but of that $2,000, correct me if I'm wrong, does the Board of Selectmen have to approve the budget?
The townspeople vote on the budget.
Right,
Board of
but
Selectmen pushes
you
the Board
have,
of Finance and the Board of Finance.
but you have
pushes
to
the
approve what the Board of Finance does.
The Board of Finance has, no, we send it to the Board of Finance, they approve it, they go to public hearing and then.
Okay, so you
referendum.
guys technically put the budget together, so you do have some say in what money has been allocated towards this stuff, this.
Unfortunately, it's been voted on already by the townspeople,
Yep.
so.
Yep, okay. I thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks, John. Anybody else?
All
right. And regarding, and I said to John before, I will call Bennett, I'll get it for next Wednesday morning's meeting, I will invite the police commission, whoever can attend, to discuss an executive session regarding this issue.
So I don't have to put it in
That's-
writing or ask you?
I can't put it in writing, it'll be
No,
in the minutes.
do I have to?
No.
Okay.
It's, we
Okay.
talked, you're on tape, it's in the
Yeah.
minutes,
Okay.
I think it's pretty well,
Thank you.
documented, so.
Thank you.